welcome everyone to this another live stream in the morning about the news. I think I heard this one yesterday while I was scrolling through my phone. Mob strips and parades man for mocking Thakre leaders in Maharashtra. That's true. I mean, if you are in Maharashtra, you cannot, uh, you know, troll or roast political leaders over there. Apparently, they have a very sensitive ego. I think there was a girl named Chaitali. I'm not sure. She went to jail for mocking Sharad Pawar. Recently, she got out of jail after 45 days of incarceration. But that's, yeah, every state has, not every state, but I mean, there are certain people in our country that have egos the size of Jupiter. Yeah. Jamaat Islami leader bars women from top leadership roles. So, yeah. Pakistan Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif admits hard facts. We feel ashamed when Field Marshal Asim Munir and I go around the world begging for money. Taking loans was a huge burden on our self respect. Our heads bow down in shame. We cannot say no to many things they want us to do. Then run your country properly. Integrate your minority into your economy and then see what happens. Yeah, this is the Prime Minister admitting that he is going around the world begging for money and is feeling ashamed. I think very recently they sent mercenary soldiers to Gaza to fight Hamas, and even they sent some mercenary soldiers to Yemen. Well, those soldiers will fight on the side of Saudi Arabia against the Houthis. So it's a joke. Yeah. If you refuse to see it for what it is, I think you have a problem. The failure of Pakistan is the failure of Islam as a philosophy, as an ideology to run a nation state. I keep on repeating this in all my videos. It might be good as a religion, okay? Okay, I'm not saying all Muslims are bad, Islam is bad. It might be good as a religion. But when it comes to far bigger things, like running a nation state, it proves to be inadequate. Very interestingly, you can also look at the countries of West Asia. They themselves don't run countries on Sharia or stricter form of Islam. They have to liberalize it. Because if you want to integrate with the rest of the world, if you want to coexist, you cannot run on those, those principles that are mentioned in their books. All right. Epstein files allege Bill Gates begged for antibiotics to secretly give wife after catching. Plus sent Epstein. Oh. I'm trying to raise funds for a Gurukul in rural Tamil Nadu in case any of you are interested in donating. Okay, I will donate once I'm capable. Right now I'm barely surviving or barely meeting my expenses every month. Hey, it Grok present this man as a warlord of he should be shown standing in market where his men are selling slave women who are holding the children in the lap while he sees them quietly. Okay, let's not get into this. There's slow motion, catchy peg and jerky cuts, low angle camera framing. The problem with this argument is the understanding by which Elon Musk is informed about religion is his understanding or the monotheistic understanding of religion. Dharma is typically different from their worldview of religion. Right now, for the lack of word, yes, we can use the word religion for the Arya Dharma that we follow in Bharat, but it's not the complete term. So, when a Westerner or when a white person, or even when a West Asian person says religion, they usually mean in a monotheistic sense. When we say the word dharma, it's a polytheistic, all encompassing, even the environment is included. There are animals that are worshipped over here, there are women that are worshipped over here. In the monotheistic culture, they do not have a woman goddess, they do not worship women. Okay, they had to come up with these flimsy ideas of International Women's Day to commemorate and celebrate and present it to the world that see, we celebrate women. Okay, now here a lot of people will come up and tell that no, but your country has a high rape crimes and sexual harassment crimes, so these countries have them too. Okay, it's not what perverted people practice, it's what the faith or the dharma itself teaches. Okay, Lukashenko. When God protects you, no force in the world can harm you. That's true. Yeah, anyone who lives in Bharat and is very vocal about their pain that they feel for people of Gaza, people of Palestine, I would say uh, you are a useful idiot. That's who you are. If you feel the pain of people in Gaza, if you feel the pain of people in Palestine, then you clearly don't understand or don't know, or clearly are blind to the history of your own land, or what has happened to one third of our geography. Okay, so if you support all these people, Gaza, Palestine, so on and so forth, more power to you. Support the hell out of them. Go over there, fight for them, die for them. Okay, but when you come to Bharat and you speak all these things, you are merely a useful idiot. That's who you are. Nothing more than that. Hmm. Adhyasa can't be explained to you by Krok. Here Swamiji has explained in easier way. Give an easier explanation where the verse is profound and the meaning in easier way. Madan Mohan Malaviya founded Banaras Hindu University in 1916. From the very first day, he ensured scholarships for Dalits. While Ambedkar was studying abroad, a Brahmin was supporting Dalits. This will never be taught in schools. We all know why. Yeah, I think a lot of uh, I exactly don't know. I will plead ignorance because I don't know who exactly is to be blamed for this. But the discourse in our country has been mired or hijacked by these media houses. I think we are not talking freely. We are we'll only talk about things that we know that are safe to talk about, like economy, inflation, unemployment. But real problems are others. Real problem is, uh, for the lack of a better word, I would say, capturing of the centers of learning of the Arya Dharma, that is the temple. Okay, essentially, what the government has done is, by taking over the temples, they've taken over the economic arm of Dharma, that is earth. They've taken away the earth. Without the earth, you cannot practice the Dharma. Okay, so you need that economic arm, and that is essentially one of the curses of the democracy in Bharat that we have, is they've taken away the economic arm. And now, uh, so the implicit messaging over here is that we have taken your economic arm, now you try to uh, you know protect the Arya Dharma the way it is. And however, the other side, that is the monotheistic side, Christianity and Islam, they have been exempted from central or the state control of their places of worship. So their economic arm is unhinged, okay, unhindered, unencumbered by statutory laws, practices, so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, that is what I would have to say when you say that, because it is a difficult topic to talk about. Because then, if you open up that avenue of earth from temples, you free the temples from the central government, you'll have some economic resources, and then I think that is where this reluctance, or that is where this aversion is coming from, by the reserved categories, that if that money, or if that earth economic gain is freed from the central, that will go to the benefit of the so-called upper classes and not to them. I could be wrong, but this is my understanding. 3 runs needed of 1 ball. Steve Smith should try to hit boundary meanwhile. It is not our duty to give political statements. Our duty is to give guidance on Dharma, Shastras to those who want it. Giving political statements doesn't suit the dignity of the Pithas we are adorning. The UPSC coaching guy confirming that reservations was enabled by Nehru through constitutional amendment, after court had rejected it because it went against equality. Big blow to base Nehru memes. Yeah, I don't want to say anything over here. Always worth remembering that fate loves irony. The most ironic outcome for a company named Anthropic AI would be that it is the most misanthropic. बाबा नाम को लेकर मुस्लिम दुकानदार से विवाद का वीडियो वायरल हुआ. Half pant while playing football because it exposes their body. Instead, he insisted that they play with lungi. Mahamagha Mahotsav, the Kerala Kumbh Mela. Good, okay. A friend married a girl who didn't have social media. A year later, he realized who he really married. By that time, Kasturba's health had deteriorated greatly. She had suffered 2 heart attacks, had kidney failure, and was in agony. Penicillin might have helped her temporarily, but would have eased her suffering. One can criticize the decision, but his decision wasn't merely based on some rigid thinking. Deploys cutting edge technology with Zojila Pass. Poor guy was just taking a nap and his wife wakes him up. Dogesh Bhai Supremacy. At this point, Kim Kardashian knew her divorce with Kanye was certain. Brahmins made big mistake supporting Hindi instead of English. Hindi only advantages Dehat casteist politicians and their worshippers. Westernization, leave Dehat and move to cities and abroad. When saffron acts like this, no left Macaulites are needed to ruin us. Every scientific study shows mother tongue education greatly boosts comprehension and retention. All major developed nations use mother tongues. That's how China, Japan excel, not by following these English parrots. Yeah, see, Britain is having problems with Muslims. Okay, a Christian nation having problems with Muslims. They both are the people of the book, yet They both of them cannot figure out a way to coexist with each other. Okay, it would be foolish on our part, the polytheists, to think that they would want to coexist with us. I think we should wake up. Writing is clearly on the wall, and if you don't want to read it, I think there are other problems that might be at play over there. How can people lie this shamelessly? Oh, you'll be surprised. People these days have this immense capacity to lie. Talked about in 4th century, many women contributed to Vedas, given property rights to women. Ambedkar himself got his wife pregnant at the age of 12 for him to save any child bride. You're faker, you want work in front of people who didn't get education through reservation. So all of this is a lie. So here is a recommendation to you. Have this default setting. Whatever news you get for consumption from media houses, from almost 80% of the content creators, influencers, is almost always a lie. It is based on a poorly researched topic. It's based on narratives that were set right after the transfer of power, and yeah. So anything you hear, you please go back to the primary sources and verify, and you will find that it's indeed false. Alright guys, I think it's almost 8:30. Now I have to get ready for work. So that's the end of the stream. You can check out my other content on Instagram, X, and LinkedIn as well. If you're on LinkedIn, you can check out my profile. I've written some good articles over there as well. If you wish, you can look at my other videos on YouTube about English learning, about philosophy, about other things. There are also some gaming videos that I've posted, some vlogs in there as well. Alright then, that's the end of the stream. Thank you for watching.